Beautiful souls. You know, I've been on this whole thing, the Sunday, holding on to my part of the agreement when I was asked for someone said they were going to hold me accountable for doing the Sunday long form. And here we are again. It's your girl, Spiritual Tiik. I'm a holistic practitioner, energy healer, overall a global impact creator. Face to Woa International Leader 2024. Yes, I am. Sugar Dumpling, what all that means is basically I'm your soul sister, someone to help you elevate and expand to be where it is that you need to be. I stand in light and support. And today, on this beautiful Sunday, in the Unfiltered, because it's not going to be edited, I want to talk to you about my 3 keys for you to live out your truth. I'm here at this podium because today I've been emceeing, I've been pouring into beautiful souls' hearts and reminding them about the keys that they need to take to be who they truly are. And there was a lot of questions that was asked today. And one of the things that was asked was about communication. And so when I talk about these keys, I want to bring you into that. Okay. So the first key to you stepping in authentic power and being who you are is that communication. How you are communicating. The question is, Sugar Dumpling, you got to ask yourself, what is it that you're emitting? Now, I know some of y'all, where my fire signs at? Right? You're like, I admit what I need to admit when someone admits something to me. But no. All jokes aside, what are you emitting? Okay? Because not only do you emit when your mouth is closed, you emit when your mouth is open. And what it is that you think, what it is you say, and how it is you engage with another soul, that all becomes your reality. Communication, spoken or nonverbal, is a big key. How you interact with another being, how they receive your energy, how you receive your own energy. How are you even communicating with yourself? Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm dropping them. Because when people tell me that they want to evolve and they want to live out their truth, first you got to look at key areas in your life. So I'm inviting you to look at how you're communicating with yourself. That's first. And then you can break that down into some subsections on how you're going to communicate with another. Because what is your internal dialogue? I got this exercise in my retreats. Oh, I probably shouldn't tell y'all. I'm going to tell you anyway. I got this exercise that I do, and it's called the mask you wear. And I have beautiful souls articulate in whatever way they want, through words or images, whatever, on a mask of how it is that they see themselves. And then I ask them to write their internal dialogue. And time after time, it's 2 different faces. Because this is just it. We hide our truth behind a mask. So the invitation is for you to get in there and actually review your internal dialogue. How are you communicating with yourself? See, I thought I was going to go down the line that I wanted you to explore your communication externally too. But Spirit is like, nope, Tiik. Stay with the truth. Let's stay with the internal dialogue because, I walk in my purpose because as people say to me, they see me as the epitome of authenticity and love. I vibrate that frequency. It is my core value. So that means I have to dive deep into looking at how I communicate with self. And I know that it works because I'm a testimony. I'm no different than any beautiful soul out there. The only difference is I'm consistent with my actions. And when something happens that I maybe dislike, then I have a choice. I can choose to continue to live it, or I can choose to change it. And this is what I want you to do with that key. You're going to dive deep and you're going to look at your internal dialogue. And I want you to be transparent. I want you to really communicate. Like that example I gave, the mask you wear. What are you actually saying to yourself? Then no one has a clue. Are you suffering in silence? Because listen, this segment's not about your mental well-being, but I know for a fact how it can impact people's mental well-being. So I'm going to touch on it a little bit. When our self-narrative is not vibrating high, it has significant impact on every part of our life. So I want you to review it, not to criticize it, but to review it to see what are you actually saying. So you can ask yourself, do I want to continue to live this or do I want to change it? So I'm going to let that land. That's key number 1, communication with yourself. What is that self-dialogue? And I want you to dissect it. Now I'm going to stay on communication. I'm going to still give you these 2 keys. Because even though I'm not popping out to external all the way, I'm going to stick with you. So first I want you to look at your own internal dialogue. and how you communicate into yourself, and asking yourself if this is something you want to keep. Then I want you to move to how you communicate with another. Not necessarily how you receive communication from others, but how you communicate. Because see, here's the thing, beautiful soul. A lot of people communicate based off of what they know, what they've been exposed to, and you hold it to core. My grandma told me, and my family, we do it like this. All of that may be true, but how you respond to another is all on you. Now listen, I didn't come out to make no whip. I just want you guys to have a little review. So the second key for you to walk in your true and your aligned purpose is to look at, but how am I communicating with another? Are you responsive to situations because you're being triggered by different things? Or are you walking in aligned purpose for yourself and sending messages of love? Are you saying this is this person's fault when you interact with them? Or are you reflecting on how it is you interacted with them and what you could potentially do differently? See, I think patience is key. You got to be patient, and that's coupled with active listening. Because when you're in that vibration with another soul, what seems to happen is that you're communicating verbally and non-verbally. So someone says something to you that you don't like, and it starts triggering aspects in your body, triggering emotions in your heart, triggering emotions in your throat, triggering emotions in your crown. When that happens, you got to ask yourself, what is the light that I'm emitting? As this light continues to go on and off for me, this is the thing with some of you. Your light continues to go on and off, dim or bright. But your emotions connected to that brightness or that dimming has to do with how you respond. Because it's also coupled with what you're holding in your vibration on a subconscious level, right? So if you're triggered by another person and you respond in a certain way, I just want you to observe it. Everything that I speak to you, beautiful souls, about is about observation. Observe how you communicate through your interactions with other vessels, because it's going to tell you about yourself. And when it tells you about yourself, you're going to start to realize that there might be some things that you want to shift and or identify where there's some blockages that's keeping you from elevating to where it is that you could be. So sugar dumpling, that's 2 keys. Now the third key, as the light is still off and it's all good and hopefully I'm still shining bright. Well, you know what? Ain't no hopefully to it. I am shining bright because there was light. But your light shines bright, regardless of the flicker of the in and off, or on and off, whatever the words are. Your light will always shine bright. Only thing is that sometimes there's barriers that come around it. So far I've said to you, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to evaluate your inner narrative. Then I want you to review and evaluate how you communicate with another and how you respond. Not about them, it's about you. And now I want you to put some things into action. Because in order for you to go through the cycle of change, y'all heard about that? If you haven't, look it up, okay? The motivational stages of change. In order for you to get through that cycle of change and get to actually action completion, you got to take that deeper dive. You got to do the homework, or some people like to say, I say the source work, people say shadow work, whatever type of work you want to call it. But you're going to have to do a little bit of work. Because I know some of you think this is Camp Snoopy and it's going to be handed to you. But in all actuality, you came here to experience. So who has to do the work is you. So the action is, once you go to steps 1 and 2 and you compose a list, I don't want you to judge yourself. I want you to stay in the role of the observer. I want you to take 3 conscious breaths. I want you to look at your paper of what you've written. I want you to take those breaths and then look at the paper again. And I want you to circle or asterisk something that you feel that you're resonating with, and just circle it. And then I want you to go back and review all that you put on the paper. And once you've reviewed all that you put on the paper, I want you to take 3 breaths again. And then what I want you to do with those 3 breaths, now I want you to just be patient and go, body am I feeling something? And then just jot that down for me and trust the process, darling. And then when you identify that whatever word or phrase you have there is a feeling somewhere in your body, that's the space I want you to work on. Some of you are going to feel your heart. Some of you are going to feel your throat, like I said. Some of you are going to feel your whole body. Look, energy is everything and everything is energy. We hold pain and trauma in different ways, whether that's mental, emotional pain, whatever it is. It gets stored. Raise your fingers up, please. You're in my camera. It gets stored. And so the reality of it is that I'm wanting you to identify these things so that you can progress forward. And some of what I have you do, it might bring a little bit of pain, might bring some tears. That's emotional release. You're good, sugar. But what you are doing is you're making space for new things to enter your life so you can elevate to where it is that you want to be. So I want you to trust the process. I want you to know that everything is working out for your highest good. But if you're really ready to make that change in your life, to walk in your purpose like how I'm doing, trust and believe I had to put in the work. I've always known I was spiritual, but so what? Was I walking in my purpose way back then? No. I was afraid because I didn't want to be seen. Now I don't care who sees me because I'm doing the work of the higher vibrational beings. And I want you to identify what that work is for you. But first, we got to do a little cleanup. Like sugar dumpling. Clean your house, your vessel, so that you can have space for all the things that you believe that you deserve in the physical, but really and truly vibrating at a high frequency level that's going to keep you aligned across this lifetime and lifetimes beyond. But sugar, don't take my word for it. Do your inner work and trust the process and know that everything's going to be exactly what it's meant to be. And that's your girl, Spiritual Tiik. And that's Sunday Unfiltered. That light is still out, but my light within shines bright. And I want you to remember that you can never turn off. Your spirit is a vibrational being of infinite light. So go ahead and continue to shine all the way bright. I'm out. I got another segment to run. Take care, y'all. Bye.